Yo guys, how's it going? It's Sammy GFC here. So in this video, we'll be doing my 2024 AFL season predictions. I did this last year and it did surprisingly very well. So yeah, before I do though, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. But yeah, let's get right into the season predictions. All right, so starting off with the premiers, this could go either way, but I'm gonna say the Lions. The Lions made the granny last season. I said it in the season predictions last season. They made the granny. Unfortunately, lost to Collingwood. They looked very, very good. But for me, I'm gonna go Brisbane with the Brownlow. I've gone this player for a few reasons. I think the player that's going to win the Brownlow is going to be Marcus Bontempelli. He is one of the best midfielders in the competition, and for me, I think Marcus Bontempelli, he was runners up in the 2021 and 23 count. For me, he's one of my favourite players, but I think if the Dogs perform and they start the season very, very well, I think he's going to be up there. He was up there last year. He came second after Lachie Neale. But for me, I think the 2024 Brownlow medalist will be Marcus Bontempelli. With the rising star, I've gone this player who's looked fantastic in the community series and the unofficial Pracky games. For me, I've gone Caleb Windsor from the Melbourne Football Club. He has looked fantastic, and I think he'll fit perfectly in that opening round side, and he's looked fantastic. Every D's fan will probably agree with me here, but for me, I'm going to have to say Caleb Windsor with the wooden spoon. I'm going to have to say West Coast. For me, West Coast, they weren't competitive last year, and they did concede 205 points, which I don't think it's happened in AFL for maybe 10 years or something, but I just can't see them rising up the ladder anytime soon. For me, West Coast, they weren't competitive last year and they were injury affected like crazy. I think they had maybe 10 to 15 players on that injury list. But for me, I just can't see them finishing outside that wooden spoon spot. And yeah. Alrighty guys, so the Coleman medal. For me, I have to pick two players here. Nick Larkey from North. I think he'll have a big year. I reckon he'll kick maybe 70 goals this season, but he's going to be in a struggling North side. And yeah, I just can't see him finishing outside that 17th spot, in my opinion. But for me, my main pick of the Coleman has to be Charlie King Curnow. He is unreal. He is one of my favourite forwards to watch. And the form that he was in last year with Carlton, and he made Carlton play finals, and yeah, we still beat them, so that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, for me, I think Charlie Curnow is going to have an outstanding year. I think he could kick over 90 goals this season. This could be like really, really good. I'm going to say he gets close to that 100, but I think in a few years we're going to see another player kick 100 goals in a season. But for me, with the Coleman, I'm going to have to say Charlie Curnow. The team that finishes 9th, for me, I'm going to have to say the Saints. I think they missed the 8. They have a tough fixture to start the season. Cats down at GMHBA. I know they play West Coast twice, but I just can't see them making the 8. They've got Collingwood on a Thursday night at the G. And then they've got Essendon and Richmond at Gather Round. I'm going to try to get to that game. But for me, I'm going to have to say the Saints to finish 9th. Best recruit of the season. For me, I've gone Lachie Schultz. Unfortunately, missing the 8 with the Freo Dockers last season. And he also kicked 33 goals. So I think that'll be a great asset to the Pies forward line. Losing Ginnivan as well to the Hawks, his boyhood club. And I think the best recruit is going to be Lachie Schultz. Alrighty, so we'll do the top 8. I was going to actually do this as an early top 8 predictions, but I was like, you know what? Let's just do it in the season predictions. So, in 8th, I've got Port Adelaide. I think they're going to be a great team to watch this year. And we play them at Gather Round, so that'll be quite interesting. So, I'm hoping there will be a vlog for that. In 7th, I've gone the Giants. They've looked fantastic. They made the prelim last year, but unfortunately lost by a point to Collingwood. They should have won. They got robbed, to be honest with you. In 6th, I've gone the D's. They've brought in a few good draft picks and Jack Billings, who has AFL experience from the Saints. And I reckon the D's will finish 6th. In 5th, this might be surprising to a few people, but I've gone the Adelaide Crows. I think they're going to be good to see this year. They unfortunately missed the 8 last year because they got robbed by the umpire right in front of me.
Absolutely, the Crows were robbed. Right in front of me. Right in front of me.
But yeah, the Crows, I think they finish in the top 5. I don't think they make the top 4, but I think they do make the top 5. They've been in the rebuild since about 2020, so I think it's time for them to show their fans that what they can do in season 2024. I think generally they finished 5th. In 4th, I've gone, this breaks my heart to see. These top 3 and top 4 teams really, really make me feel so sick. But for me, in the top 4, I've gone Carlton. As a Bombers fan, I really, really hate Carlton for all the times they've been on. With Carlton, I think they make the top 4. They've got a sort of easy fixture to start the season, but I think they will make the top 4. In 3rd, I've gone the Pies. I think there won't be a premiership hangover, but I do think they'll slip. I think they'll finish from 3rd to the 1st, but I think Brisbane finish minor premiers this year, and I think they finish as premiers, as you saw earlier in the video. But yeah, I'm going to say Collingwood in 3rd. 2nd, I've gone Sydney. I think they've been building for the past few years, and they've looked fantastic. They made the grand final against Geelong in 2022, but they got smashed. But yeah, Sydney, they do look good. They brought in Taylor Adams and James Jordan for the depth, and also Brodie Grundy. But yeah, Sydney, they do look good. For me, they finished 2nd. And minor premiers, I've gone the Lions. Right, so my goal of the year, for me, has to be Charlie Cameron. He is one of the best small forwards. Anyway, so yeah, I think the goal of the year will be Charlie Cameron. I think he's going to kick this goal from the pocket. And I think it's going to be early in the year that he's going to win the goal of the year. And yeah, it's going to be at the Gabba. And then they're going to play Country Road after, and it's going to be elite, and yeah. Alrighty, so mark of the year for me has to be another small forward. I think small forwards only win these type of medals, the goal of the year and the mark of the year. For me, I'm going to have to say Cozzy Pickett. I think Cozzy is going to take an absolute hanger. He took one against Richmond in the unofficial practice game, but it didn't fall to him. It just sat there, but he didn't actually take the mark. But for me, I'm going to have to say Cozzy Pickett. I think Cozzy is going to kick a goal midway through the year at the MCG. I'm going to have to stick with the MCG. I think it's going to be a Melbourne club that he kicks it against, and it's going to be midway through the year. So, all right, guys. So the headline we will see this year is the Brisbane Lions go undefeated at the Gabba. Alrighty, so we're going to do a All-Australian debutant. For me, I've gone this player from the Bombers. I'm not trying to be biased here, but he had an outstanding year last year. He kicked 51 goals, and he was one of the main reasons why we didn't lose to West Coast and a few other teams. For me, I'm going to have to say Cole Langford. I think Langers will have an outstanding year. I think he'll break over 60 goals, in my opinion, and he'll be a very good forward for us. And yeah, I think he'll play well. We play the Hawks round 1, so I'm going to say he kicks 4 goals. But yeah, Langers, I think he'll kick over 60 goals this year, and he'll help the Bombers to maybe a top 8 spot. But yeah, I think Langers will make the All-Australian squad for the first ever time. So alrighty, guys, so that is the end of the video. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, the first match day vlog of the year will be out on Saturday. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that. But yeah, anyways, guys, that is the end of the season predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your season predictions down in the comments. But yeah, go subscribe, press that bell icon so you get notified when I do upload and I do stream. But yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Peace.
How the fuck do you work this thing? Is it on? Oh, I think it's on. Oh, hello. I'm Benny. And on behalf of SemiGSC, just subscribe to the channel. Yeah.
See the Bombers fly up, up to win the premiership flag.